So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, World Education Congress. Thank you, Dr. Bhatia, for this opportunity. I'm going to talk on a very different topic, higher education at the bottom of the pyramid. We must have been discussing as to how we bring experiential learning to the students. How do we enhance their practice orientation? How do we groom them for the employability and all that? But I'm going to talk a little differently today. While in cities, metros, we discuss all these topics. How do we really, groom the students for the employability? How do we increase their average package and all that? The other side of India, that is Bharat, is really very different. So that's what I would like to talk today. So I've shown this bottom of the pyramid. So if you put the entire workforce in this pyramid, so we have about 60% of the workforce at the bottom of the pyramid. And largely this chunk lies in the rural areas. We have bottom of the pyramid in cities and metros also, but largely this chunk lies in the rural areas. Now, the problems, the challenges that we have, as far as the two layers at the top are concerned in the metros and cities, are completely different than the challenge that we have at the bottom of the pyramid. So next slide. So we all know that today, if the employment is available, it's available for professional courses. So whether it is BBA, MBA program, we have engineering, pharmacy, nursing. So if a student happens to take this course, he'll get a good job. He either becomes an entrepreneur, starts a startup, good startup. If he's coming out of IITs or IIMs, he'll go for a good startup and make good money. If he happens to be from B or C grade institutions, he'll go for a job and make a good life out of it. But this is available mostly in cities and metros. What is happening in the rural area? What is happening in rural India? The courses that are available in rural India are mostly conventional courses, BBA, BCom, and BSc programs. We all know that. Those who have come from rural area, they will appreciate this. And we all know that the employment opportunities for BA, BCom courses, they are very limited. So unless you come out from a very reputed institution. And that is what is happening in rural areas. These guys, basically, they pass 12th, they go to taluka places, or even within villages, they have these institutions who will offer BA, BCom, and BSc programs. They take these programs, but they don't have jobs after they complete this program. So what do they do then? So large chunk of these students who are taking this program, who are passing these programs, they're either 12th pass or they have done BA, BCom, BSc. So I'm just referring to higher education, even for the students who have passed 12th class. So they stay back in villages. There are no job opportunities that we have in the town, in the urban area, in the villages. There are no job opportunities. So only job opportunities available in the villages is the agricultural labor. So you'll appreciate this. Now, having passed 12 or having done BA, BCom, or BSc, they are graduates now. They wouldn't want to go as an agricultural laborer. So there is an unemployment for this educated youth, whereas there is a shortage of agricultural labor in the farms. This is a dichotomy. And therefore, the rates of agricultural labor have gone up anywhere from 500 to 1,000 rupees per day. If somebody offers a job of a peon also paying 5,000, 10,000 rupees to these students, they will take up that job because it's a job. But they wouldn't go to work in the farms, which may fetch them 10,000 rupees also per month. So this is a dichotomy. Not only that, there are good jobs available in the cities, in the urban areas also. We all experience this. We have shortage of plumbers, we have shortage of carpenters, right? You may be calling that person since morning, and he comes in the evening, and he may not even do the job. And these guys actually tend to earn 25,000 to 50,000 rupees per month. But this educated rural youth will not come to the cities and take up this job. This is what is the dichotomy that is existing today. Next slide, please. So what is the status of this unemployed rural youth? What do they do at the villages? All that they do is, during the whole day, only one thing they may be doing, delivering the tiffins to the farms. That's the only productive work that they may be doing. Otherwise, they just while away their time. Most of the times, they are involved in the rural politics, Gram Panchayat level, Jilla Parishad level politics. When the elections come, the politicians will go, they will help the politicians campaigning, they'll get their, beer bottle and they'll have the party. And I am very surprised to see that the beer bars have been opened at the outskirts of the villages, at the outskirts of the taluka places. And God only knows where from these guys get money. They'll go to the beer bar in the evening. That is what is the position in rural India of the educated rural youth. So it's a dichotomy. They don't have anything to do. They don't have jobs there. But there are jobs available which they don't want to take up. So what is the solution for this? Next, please. Next. So what is the solution? So one solution is that we drive this rural youth to the cities because we have jobs there, so let's drive them here. But what will happen if we drive this entire 60% rural youth to the city? As it is, we have a pressure in city, right? There's a pressure on water resources, there's a pressure on electricity, there's a pressure on roads, the amount of traffic jams that we are seeing today. So obviously, this is not an ideal solution to drive the rural youth to the cities. So the second option is that what is available, what resources are available in the rural areas. So a major activity that is available in rural areas is the agriculture, that is farming, right? But currently, because the land holding is very small, obviously we don't have a modern agriculture there. It's not sophisticated. So these students, they don't want to work as agricultural labor. But imagine we pull the land and we do agriculture as they do in USA and Europe. So we have a big land holding of thousands of acres. So we have farm managers, we have farm supervisors, we have operators for various farm equipments. So we'll be able to create the jobs there. If we have modernized agriculture, we'll have agricultural process industries in the rural areas, and we'll be able to create thousands and lakhs of jobs there. So this is one option, that we modernize agriculture, create job opportunities there where they are, rather than getting them to the city. That means taking the cities to the rural area, right? So this is one option. Second option that I have mentioned here is SMEs in the rural areas. We may not be able to bring in bigger industries in the rural areas, but SMEs in rural areas, if we can decentralize the industrialization, like we have industries mostly concentrated in the urban or semi-urban areas, and that is putting pressure there on the resources also. So if we can take these industries to the rural areas, I think we'll be able to give the jobs to the rural youth. So this is an option which probably government will have to work on that, and it's a long-term option. Am I right? So we, as an academia sitting here, may not be able to influence much as far as this option is concerned. But what I feel is, next slide please, the government should look at this option. We as an academia also can do this. The dignity of the labor. Today, the jobs are available which will pay them anywhere from 30,000 to 50,000 rupees per month, but these guys are not taking this job because they feel they are educated youth, and the dignity of the labor in that particular job is not great, and therefore they don't take up these jobs. So can we basically promote the dignity of the labor? That whatever job it is, whether it is plumbing, carpentry, whatever it is, you have the equal respect. It's as important a job as the manager's job is. So I think as an academia, if we start the campaign all together, create videos around dignity of the labor, like Honorable Prime Minister has run the campaign of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and it's creating an impact. If the government does this, if Honorable Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, they start the campaign on dignity of the labor, it will bring a big change. If we can promote this concept that every job is an important job, every job is contributing to the GDP, let's respect every individual as a human being. That will be a great contribution from an academia if we can do that. That will change the entire picture of rural India, rural Bharat. I wanted to bring in some different thought to this particular forum. Thank you so much for listening to me patiently. Please, yeah, go ahead.
See, apart from the solutions that you have given, there are farming. Apart from farming, there are villages that are very good at local context.
Absolutely.
Suppose, so why don't we promote that also?
Handicrafts and all that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, of course.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
that,
they are available.
so
yes.
that then, as you said, that if they go to the cities, again there is a pressure on the city, overcrowding and all that. So if we do something in the rural area itself for them and give importance to the local context, they will also have, as you said, dignity of labor.
Yes, absolutely.
And they will be able to sell off their product in the cities.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I fully agree with you. Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a question. I represent the school segment. I had a school and college in Mumbai. What you presented is very innovative. I think it's one of the best presentations that I have been watching.
Thank you so much.
It's really nice. It has innovative approaches. Now, I'm sure most of my co-principals would have this kind of a challenge. We do, I'll give you an example. You talked about dignity of labor. My challenge is that we do something like a car washing activity with my EY babies, which we've been doing for the last 20 years. This year, one of my EY3, which is like a senior KG child, refused to touch the car, saying that I'm not going to wash the car. So here we're talking about dignity of labor. What happens to that parent community back home who says that even things which are done in school, this kind of jobs are not up to our level, we should not do. What would your advice be? As an educationist, we are in a very flummoxed state right now. What do we do? How do we, more than my student community, I think this message should go loud and clear to the parent community sitting back home that whatever we're doing, don't wash out our good work. So what would your advice be?
Absolutely. So if you ask me, this mindset problem is not only at the bottom of the pyramid, but it's at every level, whether I should allow my child to do that job or not. We are all aware, I have my son studying in UK. Most of you, quite a few of you will have your children probably studying, or brothers or sisters studying in US and Europe. In fact, there the education system is very different. After 12 plus, I think they come out and they have to support their own education, the entire graduation and post-graduation. And that's where you'll see that in US and Europe, very few students tend to take the PG programs. They normally stop at the graduation because they have to support themselves. That's not the case in India, right? The parents are supporting the entire education. And that's where somewhere it doesn't hit them, the dignity of the labor, the importance of money. Our own children, if they are working in the retail outlets, in the bars and restaurants there as waiters, we have absolutely no problem. But we won't allow them to work in India, right? That's the problem of the mindset.
Also,
and that mindset is existing with us also, the elite, educated people. We need to change, and that's what I'm saying, that let's run the campaign to change the mindsets.
so to add here, sir, it is also probably, so I also head a school, and to answer this, ma'am, I honestly feel that as a head of an institution, it's not just educating the students. If we can't change their mindset of the people, then somewhere we are falling short.
Absolutely.
And just to ask a little question from you, Rakhi ma'am, that how many children do you have in your EY3? So 700, if one child doesn't do it, it sets an example for their child. If we have the teachers also doing it, the principal also doing it, and the heads doing it, eventually the child will do it. So look at the
Correct.
kind of percentage we have. It would be rather ignorable if we look at it. So if others are doing it, the child will follow it if we continue to do that. So I feel we should continue to do something like that. parents will change their mindset when they see others doing
Yeah.
it.
I have one thing to say. I belong to a management college.
So where is it? Oh, yeah.
I belong to a management institute, and what we have done for this particular, for inculcating this habit is that there is a concept called as community service and social project. So we have introduced community service and social project as a credit
Correct.
in their curriculum.
That is being
And
done
that helps
at
them,
our group
yeah,
also.
Yeah, so that helps them to do a service at an NGO, or maybe they would be helping the traffic police for managing traffic, or they would be going to a village for doing
Correct.
farming and other kind of activity. So all such activities, and it is incorporated as a credit system that adds value to their marks, and at the same time the mindset that you are talking about is also somehow is converted, and that has resulted into a great change in the mindset for our students.
Absolutely,
so these things
I agree
we
with you.
generally adopt it.
And
Yeah.
quite a few business schools have
Yeah.
started doing that.
Yeah.
Sir, one more point I would like to bring it here to all of us, that nowadays I also represent the Management Institute and the student community over here who is ready to join the workforce. What I feel that right now the student force, they are equipped with the technological skills, they are equipped with the technical knowledge or the concept, but they are lacking life skills. So right now as educators, I believe it's the responsibility, yes, schools are doing a great job, but at our levels also, I'm saying higher education institutes, life skills is one thing that is required. So that's when a student joins the industry, he is not failing to the pressure. He understands how to handle the stress and other kind of thing as well. So in education system, maybe NEP will bring that, I hope so. So life skill is one thing apart
That's what
from
NEP
the other skills.
2020 is talking about.
Yes, yes,
So that
that's
we,
what I'm saying.
yeah, we incorporate
So life
everything
skills
together.
should also come
Absolutely.
into the
Yeah. NEP
lifestyles
2020 is a wonderful document. We need to implement it very seriously. We need to implement with the spirit, not with the facts and figures. The spirit behind the NEP 2020 has to be understood. Thank you. Thank you so much.